Hey, so I have a quick casting update for Superman Man of Tomorrow. Now, even though he hasn't debuted yet, Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart is going to appear in Superman Man of Tomorrow, which I don't know. I thought that they would have waited till they started the show. I mean, they dropped the trailer, but I thought that they would have waited till they at least dropped the first episode. I think it starts in August. But anyway, it makes sense that he would also be a part of this movie because not only is it space based because Brainiac and Superman, but also because Brainiac is all about logic. And even though Superman does possess emotions, I mean, he's not an automaton. However, Jon Stewart takes it to another level because we're talking Green Lanterns. Which, if you're familiar with the Lantern lore, let alone Green Lanterns, you know that they take their power to make constructs through emotion. Each emotion translates to a certain color. So it makes sense that he would go against someone like Brainiac because Brainiac would literally have no idea what to do with him. With him, his constructs, this would probably fry his circuits just trying to understand him. If he doesn't just try to bottle him up as a single specimen. I mean, that's a possibility too. But anyway, let's see. What else do I have here? Okay, so Brainiac. I know I've done a video for this, but let me reiterate. Brainiac is going to be played by Lars Eidinger. And of course, Lex Luthor's in the movie as well because this is a big team-up movie between Clark and Lex. Because this is going to be Lex's redemption movie. This idea that everybody hates him at the end of Superman because he was being a total douche. And this is going to redeem him because he's going to help Superman defeat Brainiac. Now, how much of it he actually does to help? We've seen, I think they showed a little bit. They might have showed just concept art. I can't remember now. And it looks like he's in his super suit. So yeah, he's going to actually be able to help out and not just because he's smart. Even though he doesn't seem to be quite as smart as he thinks he is. He thinks he's so smart and then he gets outsmarted by, say, Superman, who is not exactly a dumb shit, but, theoretically, he should not be on the level of Lex, but Lex is so smug that he kind of forgets that, smugness makes a person careless. Because you think you're the smartest person in the room, and you don't think your plans can possibly be foiled, that you forget to, double check that you didn't miss anything. But anyway, it says here the movie is due to bring back much of the cast, and this is from The Hollywood Reporter. Rachel Brosnahan, who plays Lois Lane, of course, Skylar Gisondo, Sorry. Gizondo. I knew I transposed a couple letters. Who plays Jimmy Olsen. And Sarah Sampaio, who plays Eve Tessmacher. So, whether they're back to dating in this movie or she's still on team, well, I doubt she's on team Lex because of how Superman ended. So I doubt she's his girlfriend anymore. So she's probably on team Superman, or at least team Jimmy. So now the question is, does she work at the Daily Planet? Is she dating Jimmy? I do really hope that, just like in the first movie, they don't make her just a love interest. Granted, for most of that movie, it seemed like that's what they were doing with her. And then they made her seriously interesting by, having her send photos to Jimmy. Now, whether she intended that to happen with Lex or it was just a happy accident, maybe we'll find out. Maybe we'll find out more about how she ended up with Lex to begin with. I mean, it's possible she was just interested for his money and he was just perfectly fine with it. Who knows? Anyway, all right, let's move on. Now, heroes returning include Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, and The Engineer, played by Maria Gabriela de Faria. Now, it's great that they're calling her a hero, so I'm taking it she's also no longer on Team Lex. Or she's still on Team Lex, and because he's helping out Superman, she's considered a hero. Just like Lex will probably be considered a hero after this movie. Or at the end of Superman, she started reevaluating her life choices and realized that Lex isn't the guy she wants to help, wants to work with. Even though he did seem like when she was knocked out, he did seem like he actually cared what happened to her. So it could go either way. Alright, so production is scheduled to begin in April in Atlanta, and it's supposed to go into the summer. Alright, so let's see, when is this movie supposed to hit theaters? Okay, and the movie is set for release July 9th of 2027. So, as of this recording, that would be next year. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard rumors already, theories I should say, hypothesis, that this movie is going to start the President Lex storyline, which is possible. That's a possibility. I just do not want any weirdness like Supergirl dating Lex. I would seriously prefer Supergirl dating Jimmy. It made zero sense in the comics, except for the fact they were about the same age. But maybe they could figure out a way how to make it work here because, they're not both kids and, Jimmy actually has a working brain. Or at least I assume he does because he has all these connections. And I don't think they're all female. So, maybe that would work in this iteration. I just do not want her to get together with Lex, because that's just weird. That's like out of left field. I mean, no. I hope that as of Supergirl's movie, they do not, if they introduce her super horse, that they do not make it weird. Because in the comics, he is a man who is turned into a horse and falls in love with Supergirl. Please, no weirdness like that. And no weirdness of Superman basically claiming that if you weren't my cousin, I'd bang you. Please, James Gunn, no freaking weirdness of any kind like that. There's plenty of weirdness that goes on in the comics that it doesn't have to be cringy ew. Anyway. I believe that is all I have for this video. Ugh. So, there was something else. So, but about lanterns, like I said, I think it starts in August, and what little I saw, it looks like a true crimes. They're truly trying to make this universe as what would happen if superheroes actually existed in the real world, as opposed to making this fantastical world. So we'll see how that goes. If you've seen the trailers, you'll see that the green doesn't pop like it did in Ryan Reynolds' version, because it was supposed to be more comic booky. So who knows? Let's see. Looks like it's going to be a fun show, so I'm looking forward to it, and I do intend to do reviews for the series. Let's see what else. I believe that is all I have for this video, and with that, I will see you guys in the next one.